All right, it's April 18th. This is a Thursday. I'm trying to figure out a good strategy for these. I'm finding that if I'm getting them done before Friday, I feel less flustered. But then the posting's kind of weird, and I'll explain this more when I get into the content stuff. So this will probably go up on Saturday. That's probably how I'm going to start doing these, but I'll come back to the content schedule and all that at the end. First thing, it's kind of interesting. I have this new microphone, and I don't know if there's enough slack. So I had to do this because I am starting to lose my mind with my other setup. So the other setup I have, I don't know what the mic is. I did some research before when I started podcasting for Dude Where's My Code, which is a little bit before I started taking my own branding a little bit more seriously. And the thing that I needed to do, because Windows, for some ungodly reason, does not allow enough volume coming from any microphone source, whether it's my headphones, whatever it is. I don't know what's going on. I did some research and bought this Scarlett solo box from Focusrite, and people rave about these Scarlett products from Focusrite, and it's been good when it works. And I should try to explain this further. It always works, but there's some bug somewhere, and they're blaming it on Windows or the Windows driver for it. I don't know. It's not my fault. It's someone else's fault. That's all I know. And what happens is that there's some issue with the buffer getting corrupt. And what happens is that I'll be recording and then it just periodically starts to sound like an underwater robot. And as someone who's putting out a lot of content, I can't have that. And I had so many problems when I was putting courses together for Dome Train that this happened. And there's a bit of a fix for it. Sorry, I want to see if this microphone picks up these trucks driving by. So I'm watching the volume meter. But the courses that I was doing, I had weekends completely wasted from recording because of this issue. And there's a fix for it. If I run a script on my computer every time I go to record, right before recording, it's supposed to reset some of the services, fix everything up. But like, I sent videos over to an editor, and he was like, "Hey, like I noticed the audio is kind of messed up," and I'm like, "Ah, I know exactly what that is, and I'm supposed to have a fix for it." So I spent, I don't know what this box was, over $100, maybe over 200, but 100, $200, and I can't use it. It's trash. Like, it works very well, except the problem that it has makes it such that I can't rely on it. And having good equipment that's not reliable makes it not good equipment. So I've bought this Shure microphone. It's like the SM7DB. It's supposed, like, the SM7 uh, B or whatever is supposed to be, one of the top end microphones. I don't I'm not into this enough to know, so that's supposed to be very good. And then the issue that I have, that I would still have with this microphone, is that I need to put it into a preamp. So this Focusrite box. But the DB version of this has a preamp built in, which is sweet because that's what I need. And then the next challenge is that it's an XLR. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, it's a three-prong cable, and I need that to go to USB to go to my computer. So how do you do that? Well, you need something else that converts these, and usually they have a preamp built into them. So funny enough, I bought this SM7DB that has a preamp built into it. I am completely skipping its preamp to use another product from Shure, which makes the microphone that does XLR to USB and has a preamp built into it. So we'll see. I'm curious what the quality of this is going to sound like. I did a little bit of a listen ahead of time. This microphone's certainly more sensitive, like significantly. Uh, the other microphone I'd have to like add a lot of, and this is maybe because of the preamp and stuff that's built in here. Could be, but the sound is a little different. It kind of sounds like it's a little bit more mid and high, and not like when I had headphones on and I was talking, the voice that I was hearing, not through the headphones, but just kind of like in my own head. Not that I don't have a deep voice at all, but it was a lot deeper than what I was hearing coming through the recording. So I might have to putz around with that, but we'll see. Anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Work stuff I wanted to work this week on yesterday because today's only Thursday. That was pretty awesome. Um, I did still spend a lot of time on calls, but Wednesdays for me have almost no meetings, so that was really convenient. I got to go have lunch with one of the principal engineers that doesn't report to me, but is uh, kind of in the larger team that my boss manages. And that was awesome. So she's very smart. She's tons of knowledge in the team. So it was great to talk about. Like we were talking about Rust, and then we were talking about just like life in general. So it was really cool just to be able to kind of connect with the colleagues and stuff like that because sure we go on calls and stuff, but like anytime we're talking, it's going to be strictly work, strictly trying to get to the point. And when you get a chance to like actually meet people, it makes a huge difference in your working relationship. Not like there was a problem here, but it's like you just get so much perspective into how people are kind of interacting. I don't think as like an individual contributor, especially when I was more junior and stuff, I never would have thought about this kind of stuff. But as a manager, where I have to try and work with a lot of different personalities, like this is huge. So definitely value that. Um, Otherwise, not a whole lot else going on. I'm getting to roll out some changes. They're not code changes, like configuration changes, which is pretty cool. So um, I get to start having an impact on our live services, which is it's fun. It's a little bit of anxiety around it, but I know that I'm surrounded by people. They're not going to let any bad things happen, so I'm anxious, but like not scared, I guess, because I know that even if I were to do something bad, they could correct it basically like immediately. So I'm not. It's just uncertainty because I haven't gone through this process before, this particular process. So that's pretty cool. That's work. I'm side project stuff. I know the other engineer that I'm working with from the project before. He had a lot of stuff going on with work. So it's been pretty silent, and I think he's traveling right now, but still trying to touch base and stuff. I am finding so previously what was happening in our other projects and stuff. I know everyone gets busy, like it's 100% normal. We're all adults, but I found like before I was carving out, and I'm not comparing myself to anyone, so this is not the point. I was carving out a lot of my own time to go code, and it's because I felt like I could, and obviously I was very motivated to do it because I wanted to build what we were building. And I'm finding right now I'm having a very difficult time carving out my time to go work on this project. And I really want to work on it. And this is a very interesting situation for me because this hasn't really happened before. And I think what's happening is that we'll kind of go into the content creation stuff in just a moment. So I think I'm taking on, I don't want to say too many things with the content creation, but now there are so many things going on. So many versus too many. There's so many things going on that it's taking up a lot of time, and I'm not sure how to give them up. So the only other thing I wanted to mention on the side project thing is I still a couple people that I was reaching out to see if they're interested because I'd like to be able to build stuff with them. And if that goes somewhere, then I want to kind of take them along for the ride, and I want to work with them. So I think it'd be cool. Um, okay, content stuff. So yeah, just like mayhem in a good way, in a good way. So this week, I mentioned last week that I was working on my first sponsored content. So this week is the delivery of that. So I sent over the initial like post drafts and all that, the initial newsletter article, the video. The response was like super excited. So that was a huge relief for me because this is my first time through it. I didn't I didn't think that they would be disappointed in like the quality of it, but the focus I wanted to make sure, right? Because they've broken up the what they'd be willing to kind of work with me on across multiple projects, but they're not going to say like, okay, we're committing to all of these because they want to make sure I can at least deliver on one. So part of that's too going to be conversion rates and things like that, of course, because if they go, cool, we'll pay you X dollars, and then no one, they get no traffic from it or whatever, they're going to say, well, is that worth it? So that's important to factor in, of course. But I wanted to make sure that I understood the assignment, so to speak. So it sounds like the answer is yes. So now I'm just hopeful that I've done a good job and I get people excited about the content and that drives some traffic for them. So I'm personally I'm personally excited because I want to go through the rest and make the other content, even if they're like, we'll sponsor, but we don't want to pay as much or something. Like I don't like sure I want to make the money for it, but I want to see it kind of through to the end. I might ask about some type of partnership on the because you have to pay for their service. That's how they make money. I want to see if there's a way that I can get like discounted or free access to be able to host a monetized API. Um, I don't know. I want to see because I I want to do it, but I don't know if I'm committed to paying like I think it's only $25 a month, but I don't know if my API would make $25 a month. So we'll see. But it's really exciting. I think I genuinely think that their product is cool. So um they're not paying me to say this in my membership only videos that are vlogs. So I hope you understand that I truly do like their product. It's really neat. Okay. Sponsored content. I've been scheduling like software engineering interviews. They've been going, I think, really well. Feedback has been positive on the videos. So keep doing that. Yeah, one went out today, which is it's Thursday right now, as I mentioned. So and then I have one that was recorded this week, which will go out next week. So try to do them on Thursday so far. I have another interview next Friday, so that one will go out next Thursday. So I want to keep getting ahead on scheduling some of the interviews. So pretty cool. The one that went out today, like the creator's a huge LinkedIn creator, right? His name is John Cricket. Runs a newsletter called Coding Challenges. It's huge. It's really cool. I thought it was awesome to talk with him. We chat offline and stuff too, so it's uh it's cool to kind of pick his brain and see more about like his career journey and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. Live streams, I'm trying to get onto more platforms, but yeah, the last two going to multiple platforms has been cool. Like YouTube is pretty difficult for streaming, I find, in terms of getting an audience. I have no following on Twitch, so that's going to take time. Um, Twitter, there have been viewers, but no one's participating in the chat. LinkedIn is pretty good, and same with my goodness, what's the other one? I guess people on YouTube, there's not many, but they are interacting, which is cool. But I messed up. I was trying to go live to Instagram, and I didn't realize I was sending the stream, but I didn't start the live on Instagram. So lesson learned. I want to try getting it streamed to Discord as well, so my private community can get access, like rate in Discord. I think it'd be good, like as the stream grows, to give the Discord members like priority in terms of chat. Like, if there's a bunch of questions coming in, like I'm trying to fast forward some. It'd be really cool to be able to live stream. And in terms of moderation and stuff, the private Discord members get priority access for questions in chat, that kind of stuff. But we'll see. It's been pretty cool. I want to keep doing it. So Mondays at 9:30, I'll keep that up. Now, what's interesting about all of that, if you factor in this video, so we have the vlog. I have the 3 software engineering videos per week, plus the vlog, plus a software engineering interview, plus the live stream. That's now 6 videos a week. um, because a live stream goes out as a video, right? So if we just look at forget the vlog for a second, right? Just the public content. On average, say my videos are like 10 to 20 minutes. Let's round them up to 20 minutes. So an hour a week of content. The software engineering interviews are an hour, and the live streams are an hour. So I have effectively tripled the amount of video that I've put out in a week, which I think is pretty huge. I will be interested to see on a graph. And that's the thing with analytics is it takes time, right, to kind of be able to zoom out and see the impact. But I want to see on a graph like the impact of that on the YouTube growth. With the editor hired, I'm going to be doing a software engineering interview editing because it's pretty trivial, and I don't want him to sit there through an hour long interview when there's nothing really to edit. Because I would know if we're on the live call if I have to trim something out, and the intro is pretty simple, and I'm not editing the live streams, so the other videos I'll let him handle. Um, yeah, so it's a lot more content. I What I want to do next in terms of video, so live streams, that's the up and coming thing I want to focus on. But in terms of managing my content, I have so many videos to catch up on and make shorts for. So I need to get my short creation process figured out better. So I post 3 short videos to TikTok every day. Um, one to other platforms just because it's a little overwhelming, but TikTok seems to value more videos going up more frequently. But I'm behind. I'm like months behind on transforming the long form content into shorts. And if you consider that I'm tripling the amount of content that goes out per week, that's going to fall way behind. So I need to speed up the process I'm using for that. And I have some ideas for it. So we'll see. Now, probably I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick, but the drawback right now is that I have not had any time for writing blog articles at all. So this is yet another week where I'm just like, man, I'm like super behind. Even today, this is tying into the sleep stuff still, right? So I'll end the video with that stuff, but I was looking at the time and I'm like, okay, I have about an hour before I want to start work. I could start writing an article, but I'm like, what am I going to get done? Because it takes more than an hour to write an article, and just kind of feeling a little bit defeated on the articles. But I'm watching my website traffic literally tank because I'm not publishing articles, and I'm like, ugh. Um, like I don't have the stats in front of me, but going from like 12,000 sessions per month kind of thing to like the graph is just like and it's trailing 30 days and it's like about to go dip below 8,000. Like that's insane. It's probably less than half. If I were to like let it keep running like this, it's probably less than half. And it's not like the organic search traffic dipped a little, and that's going to happen because other people will put content out and rank higher on Google. So it'll happen if you're stale. But like the social posting helps a lot. Um, so if I don't have new content to go out, like it's challenging. So I want to figure that out. But okay, I need more time to write articles, but I also am saying that I don't have enough time to even work on my side project. So where does that time come from, right? It's a lot to juggle. I have to get better at prioritizing stuff. I have to make sure my phone's kind of turned away from me so I don't get the urge to like, you need a dopamine hit, so go scroll through Instagram. Like I don't need that. It's just a distraction. So I got to get better at that. Yeah, to wrap it up with the sleep stuff, I've not done the week yet, but it's been capped out at 400 milligrams of caffeine throughout the day. So I think I only had one day. I don't want to talk about this particular event that happened on Monday in the morning. I'll whatever. I had to. There was something that came up that I needed to be awake in the middle of the night, and as a result, I knew like I kind of planned for this. I knew that Monday morning I was going to need caffeine like upon wake. That was the exception, but every other day this week I've not been having caffeine as soon as I wake up. So I would have it before I wake up. I would take it, go back to sleep. So I'm not doing that, and I'm capping it at 400 milligrams. I was down to 600 before, now down to 400, and not having it upon wake. So I'm finding, I've mentioned this before, I need to sleep in I need to kind of catch up. Um, but I want to monitor like how tired I am during the day and stuff. But I'm I'm hopeful that within a couple of weeks it starts to feel more normal because like I've just abused caffeine for way too long and I could keep doing it. Like like it was working. But I am starting to like as I'm like I just turned 35, so I'm starting to feel that like long term health wise, like I don't want to feel like my heart rate's always just elevated because I don't feel anxious, if that makes sense. Like I think people think, oh, you take caffeine, like you're anxious, your heart's going fast. Like I take caffeine, like my heart rate might go up, but like I don't feel anxious. It's just like I need that to be awake. But I would notice like sometimes lying in bed, I'm narcoleptic, I fall asleep very fast, but I would lie in bed and I can hear my heart going fast, like faster than it should before you're going to sleep. And then I'm going why is that happening, right? I know I'm gonna fall asleep very soon. It's not like my mind is racing or whatever. Like I'm tired, I'm about to pass out, but why is my heart going so fast? Because it shouldn't be if I'm tired and relaxing, right? So I want to keep tabs on that. I think it's important. But the side effect, I'm kind of making assumptions here, but it feels like the side effect is the productivity. So gotta wait it out, but stick with it. And that makes it hard because you're feeling less productive. Like it's hard to be motivated when you feel less productive. So we'll see how it goes. But that's it for this week. Thanks for all your support, and I'll see you next week. Take care.